Incredible great news as we start a Saturday afternoon. Renewed optimism and renewed positivity as I refocus the viewers of this channel to understand you are valued. Hashtag you are valued. As millions of Americans wait for their stimulus, there's renewed optimism that the stimulus will come right after the election, less than 10 days away from now, because Americans are now realizing that the partisanship has not stopped and may not stop until election night. And when that era, when that aura, when that sea of partisanship lifts, and we have a presidential decision, and we have a Senate and a Republican and Democratic House decision, then we will have some stimulus. But ultimately, the positivity rests on you because you're owed stimulus. You haven't gotten stimulus. Big business has gotten stimulus. Airlines have gotten stimulus in the spring. And restaurants have gotten stimulus. But now, it's your turn. We're not going negative. We're going positive, and we're pushing forward. And this is a big blockbuster recording of Afternoon's LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm just so excited for you as we refocus our attention and our push and our focus to get stimulus. As millions of Americans wait for stimulus that they have not received, while everyone else in front of them has received it. But now it's going to stop. Now it's going to stop because hashtag you are valued. Hashtag I am valued. It's now time to get your stimulus as focus is put upon 10 days from now, the day after election night. Let's go friends to the channel, subscribe, because no one's going to get through this together with you better than me. I'm not unboxing credit cards, and I'm not selling real estate, and I'm not doing, insurance quotes on this channel. I'm here to get you money, and I'm here to get you money. And if you're negative, get off the channel. Stay with me if you're positive, because we're going to get through this together. Like this video. In this afternoon, you said that maybe I had an extra cup of coffee, or maybe I took an extra nap. But I'm positive, I'm focused, and we're going to get through this together. In this video, I'm going to go over why you're valued, why you're owed money, how much money you're owed, how long you've waited for this money, and that this money is going to come to you because ultimately you're owed this money. And that we've sat back, as some people have said, okay, it's not going to come by executive orders. Okay, it's not going to come before the election. Okay, it's not going to come from Nancy. Well, guess what? 10 days from now, the elections are over. What's the excuse then? There is no excuse 10 days from now or 9 days from now, depending on which calculator you're using, whether you're using Larry's or mine. Is the president listening? Third, we'll get to this video in whether the president's listening. And you know what? If he's not listening, 10 days from now, someone else will be listening. Fourth, are they leaving? Are they staying? What's going on with these congressional leaders? Next, the day after Election Day, what will happen? Then, November to December, what will happen in that 1 month period? And finally, January to then what? A lot of details, a lot of focus, and here we are. Let's get to the breaking details. The breaking details is the first issue of item. Are they leaving? And I don't mean, leaving because they got voted out. No, are they actually leaving? Yes, they're ready to go on another vacation. I got to tell you the bad news and the good news, folks. But apparently the Senate is ready to go on vacation again. Yes. As soon as they announced the Supreme Court nominee, Judge Barrett, they're apparently set to pack their bags. The election day is 10 days away. But reports say that the minute after the Senate confirmation hearing occurs for Senator Barrett, the Senate will close. New reports today, minutes ago, says that Mitch McConnell may close the Senate the minute after the Supreme Court nominee is effectuated. And so that, yet again, they're going to go on vacation. Senate Appropriations Chairman Richard Shelby, Republican out of Alabama, recently spoke to Mnuchin and his Democratic counterparts. He's a Republican. House Appropriations Chair Nita Lowey, Democrat of New York. But like Thune, Shelby said it would be an enormous lift to send a massive stimulus package to the Senate and then to Trump's desk in the next 10 days. I think it's very doubtful. Slim chance that we can get any type of stimulus before the election. Anything can happen around here, but we're scheduled to leave here Monday. Monday? You mean this Monday? This Monday or the Monday after? After the vote to confirm Supreme Court Amy Coney Barrett. They're voting, and then they're getting on their private jets. I think at this point in time, a Friday before the Monday we're scheduled to leave, I take a colossal get-together, just a huge get-together to put a stimulus package together. I don't see it happening, Shelby said. That doesn't mean it could happen. Possibly no, possibly very slim. Okay, they're leaving. Not that they'll be missed. Unfortunately, they're not leaving for good. Well, maybe they will, but at least this time they're going back on vacation. Now, what could happen? Well, and how much are you owed? And how are you valued? As we sit here on a Saturday afternoon, it's important to understand that you're valued. These people have not made you feel like you're valued, and you are valued. The one thing that has been incredibly important from the very first day of this channel is making every viewer of this channel feel valued. Whether you're on SSDI, SSI, or Social Security or railroad benefits, you're owed a stimulus check. Whether you're a single mom raising 4 kids, you're owed a stimulus check. Whether you're a veteran who served this country and did not get a first stimulus check because you're on your son's child tax return, you're owed a stimulus check. Whether you're a student with no parents trying to go through college alone, you're owed a stimulus check. Whether you're a single senior on disability whose coffee pot blew up and you've been waiting for that stimulus check, you're owed a stimulus check. All these people are owed stimulus checks, but not ironically, but in truth, they're not just owed a stimulus check. They're owed a lot more than that. They're owed bigger stimulus checks. Whether you call it retroactive stimulus checks or multiple stimulus checks, hashtag MSC, or just a bigger stimulus check, you're owed more. And what's important to understand as we see here today is that enough of the silliness. I'm so tired of hearing about restaurants. Are you tired of hearing about restaurants? I'm tired of hearing about restaurants. Restaurants have gotten 3 rounds of loans that ultimately the loans can be used to pay the owners of the business salaries. The owners of the business can apply for loans for their business and then they get salaries. They've gotten 3 rounds of this. How much have you gotten? Airlines, they got $28 billion in the first stimulus package. How much did you get? Restaurants, hotels, they all got money in the first stimulus package. How much did you get? So as we sit here today, you're valued, and ultimately what's important for you to understand is you're going to get a lot more, because the Purple Power is not going to sit down. Purple Power is going to stand up. And if you're not standing up today, please take another chair and go to another side, because this is a place in which we're going to stand up. We're not going to sit around and be negative naysayers. If you see someone in the comments that says something like, never going to happen, they're never going to give it, give that person a thumb down. If you see someone that says something like, I don't see it ever happening until 2025, give that person a thumb down. They're not the type of spirit you want to be around. Your spirit that you want to be around is getting stimulus, getting to the finish line, getting the amount of money you're owed. Let's go back of how much money you're owed. It's upwards of $12,000. The first stimulus package was to give you multiple stimulus checks. These nincompoops in Washington took it out and then didn't keep the multiple stimulus checks in there. And so you're owed multiple stimulus checks, $2,000 every month. It's been 6 months. Okay, let's say the stimulus check is not $2,000 a month. Let's say it's, something less. Let's say it's $500 a month. Okay, it's been 6 months. That's $3,000. Bottom line is, if Joe Biden wants to come in and spend $5 trillion on fixing potholes, in a massive pothole bill. Before you do potholes, pocketbooks. Pocketbooks before potholes. Pocketbooks before potholes. We're not going to start putting money into the asphalt and concrete of the street until you start putting money in our hands. Now, as we sit here today, we hear a lot of Democrats and Republicans battling over the budget and how much money to spend. But you're owed this money. You're valued. You are valued. You have value. I have value. You're not owed $500. You're owed a lot more. And as we sit here today, is the president listening? First, it's important to understand that executive orders can be passed by this president literally to the last day before the election night. Millions and millions of Americans may still vote in the polling booth, in the polling place, that place where you push the little things like, it's like those video games. You push, push, push. Millions of people will ultimately vote in the polling booth, even though a lot of people are doing mail-by-vote or early voting because of COVID-19. But those people are undecided. Those people need to be heard. A new poll says that those voters may be more inclined to vote for Trump. Ultimately, the president needs to do what he needs to do, which is executive order. Now, some people say, oh, he's not listening. He hasn't done it. Well, he has 10 days to do it. It only takes one day to listen. If you're new to this channel, let me recap something. I was very, I was very demanding on the president when he wrote the first executive order for rent eviction. He had written that one. He announced it at the golf course in New Jersey. And I said, what is this? For 3 weeks, I hammered the president on this channel saying this is not an eviction moratorium. It doesn't create anything. It doesn't protect anyone. Please fix it. Please fix it. I did it for 3 weeks. Finally, he fixed it out of nowhere. It just sort of appeared. CDC came in and said, okay, we're going to do it. Ultimately, things are heard. It's just a matter of when it's heard. And so if you don't see an executive order today, if you don't see an executive order tomorrow, don't presume that it's time for you to give up. Now, what's important to understand is that this president doesn't leave his Oval Office on November 1st. And what's important to understand, if you did not watch 28 before this, is that you could have a contested election. What a contested election means is that when the poll results are announced, the voting results are announced the night of election night, and you have an announced winner, the loser may contest the election. And that loser may be Donald Trump. He may contest the election. What that means is that you may not have a president for many weeks to come, or many months to come. And during that period of time, that president that is currently in office, Donald Trump, will be under pressure to do things to get people on his side. And among those things is stimulus checks. Massachusetts Richard Neal, chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, on Friday outlined the goals for a new potential federal economic stimulus. Neal said working closely on the negotiations would be important. I'm in constant contact with the Republican counterparts on the Senate Finance Committee, and hopefully we get some sort of agreement. So he's positive. He's not positive before election night. He's positive after election night. The parameters have already been drafted in the sense we're going to need another round of $1,200 checks for single filers up to $75,000 income and $2,400 for joint filers under $150,000 income. We're going to expand the retention tax credit. I think there's a chance we can expand the income tax credit as well. Not to miss the point, hospitals are going to need more money moving forward. So here's a person who's positive about getting this done after election night, which turns me to the next issue. Stay with me because I have a lot of stuff coming up still at the 12-minute mark. What happens the day after election night? What's important to understand is you do not have, a cliff. You do not have a cliff for your stimulus checks. So when we come to election night and you have a result, you don't just fall off the cliff and say, oh, now I'm never going to get stimulus checks. No, that's absolutely not true. Moreover, the period of November to December is a finite period of time in which it is sometimes a lame duck situation. A lame duck means the person has lost, so they're still there. And that ultimately what can happen between January and December and January to then what is a big issue. Let me go over why this is so murky and why negativity is not needed now. What I've detailed on 28, if you didn't watch it, and I know it was not because it's Saturday, it's the middle of the afternoon. I think the Dodgers are on. It's one of those days. You may not have seen it, but on 28, I explained how this period from November to December is going to be very murky, and that's why you have to stay with me, because ultimately what's going to happen is you could have a Senate go one way, the president go another way, and the fact that you see someone lose. This is what's important to understand. The fact that you see someone lose does not mean that you're not getting stimulus. Now, let me explain something to you. Here's an example. Let's say Mitch and the Republicans retain the Senate, but on election night you see that Joe Biden wins. Ultimately, I don't want you to jump in the comments and say, oh my God, I'm never going to get stimulus because Trump lost. So now I'm not going to get executive orders and Mitch is going to block everything for Nancy. No, it's just not like that anymore. It's different. It's very, very different. And for me to explain why it's different takes a lot of permutations. It's almost like a 45-minute video. What's important to understand is that the key to this whole equation may be who wins the Senate on election night, not who wins the presidency. And with that, it's important to understand that you have to stay with me. November to December is a tight time frame. But what Joe Biden is betting on is, one, that he wins, and two, that he can start the Democrats in the House to introduce bills that he wants so that the bills are ready to be signed on January 1st. The catch to that is, of course, that the bills may not land in the Senate if the Senate is retained by the GOP. Ultimately, they won't land on his desk on January 1st. What he could see is that they're landing nowhere. Ultimately, there's a lot of twists and turns to be seen with here. How much you owed? When would you see the stimulus check? What should you be thinking about? And how should your positivity level be here? What's important for you to understand is that no one, as you see with this Representative Neal from House and Ways Committee, no one is thinking about you truly to heart as much as you and I are. The Purple Power community has really sort of helped us all refocus and realize, okay, we need stimulus. We need the stimulus right now. And that if these people have the audacity to say, okay, in January, here's $500. Thank you for the last 9 months that you have endured. We're not going to accept that. We're not going to accept that. In fact, what we're going to do, and what we are doing now, and if you haven't done it, you need to do it right now, is that we are going to preempt that with the following. You should be on social media and making very clear, $1,200 is not going to cut it, folks. $1,500 is not going to cut it. $500 is not going to cut it. $1,000 stimulus check is not going to cut it. If Joe Biden wins, if anyone wins, don't be coming to me with a $1,200 check. That's not going to cut it. You need to give me a lot more money. I've been waiting around too long, and you have given a lot of people a lot of money. And it's not like you don't want to spend money. Joe Biden wants to spend $5 trillion on potholes. How much money does he want to spend on your stimulus checks? $300 billion. I mean, it's just 300 billion versus 5 trillion. It's just, it doesn't, yeah. So you have to understand that people need to spend money on you, and they need to start spending money on you. And where we are on Saturday is we're standing up. We're fixing our collar. We're not rolling over. We're not getting negative, and we're not going like, no, we're not doing that. What we're doing is saying, this is our money. We elected you to get us money when we're in need, and we are owed this money. So, as you sit here today, I hope you're invigorated. I hope you're refocused. I have a lot of stuff coming up in the next 3 videos. Hazard pay, Pelosi versus Mnuchin, and before that, McConnell versus Trump, that I hope you stay with me, because I'm going to go through all the nuances of why the next 10 days and 20 days are going to be very, very fluid. When I mean by fluid, I mean a lot of twists and turns can erupt. Let me go with some incredible comments and questions from yesterday. Melissa, we can't get paid, then they shouldn't get paid, period. I love that. Amen, Melissa. Brian Hort, major breakthrough. Our government is worthless unless you're a millionaire. Amen, Brian. Brian's exactly right. Airlines got $28 billion the first time around. Restaurants have gotten 3 rounds of PPP, hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, 3 times around. How much have we got? Nikki S., these politicians are the worst. Amen. Annetta, this is a shame. Always, Purple Power, blessing. Aaron Cody, this is crazy. No more money. Kids need food. Cassandra, I'm so tired of these old cows. You can't be tired. You can't. You need an extra shot of hot espresso, hot mess espresso, whatever that's called. I butchered that joke. Daisy Cat, vote them out. Vote out all of them. True Patriot, Nancy doesn't care. She's just stalling to the election. Okay, let's do that, True Patriot. That's 10 days away from it. We're preempting her. We're getting set up for the day after the election, so we get our stimulus. We understand that she's stalling to the election. That's only 10 days away. We've dealt with 6 months. We can deal with 10 more days. Ruth Harris, maybe she wants voted out all of them. William Showalter, House Democrats need to grow a pair and remove Nancy Pelosi. Amen. Kelly Hux, one thing for sure, whoever wins, this has left one hot mess to clean up. Amen. Frank L, feel like a little children with our noses against the wall. Don't feel like that. You are valued. You are valued. I am valued. Roseanne Hodge, seems to me the Speaker of the House is giving too much freedom of authority. Amen. Blue and the crew, Wall Street should get a kick out of the clowns we've been. Barbara, they're people with the hit with hurricanes gone homeless, and they're putting political games in front of us. Well, Ren, Mitch is rotting from the evil, his hands turning blue, his lips turning blue. He looks like he's taking a beating. Lino Toro, yes, she's right. It's getting close to Thanksgiving and Christmas. While our holidays won't be that great this year for the people, we can't give the government an Xmas for voting them all out. And this is America. God bless you all. And God bless you, Lino Toro. I hope that this video is getting you back on path. I hope that this video has given you the new focus and the new push with 10 days before the election, and focusing you on what happens on day 11 thereafter, the day after the election night. We're not going to be pushed around. We're not going to be kicked down. We're going to get everything we want. I have fought for people to get tens of millions of dollars for EIDL loans that they never got, that Javita Carranza did not want to give them because she said your routing number was 1 digit off, or you put in an X instead of an I, and that because of that they hadn't gotten a $150,000 loan. I have gotten them to fix things and get things done. We're going to fix this one, we're going to get it done, and together we're going to get through this together. Go to the Fun's channel, subscribe. Subscribe because we are renewed, we're encouraged, and we're optimistic. And also like this video. Coming up next is a continuation with Check, also Hazard Pay, in what is now our new show in that time slot, Purple. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay at LA for more.